Brian, you're extroverted by personality, enjoy being around people, but not just that, you get energy from it, almost fuels you. But part of the discipline that the Lord has given us is silence and solitude. It's a way that He works in us when we sit quietly before Him. And so as much as our faith and our ministry is about being around people and is shared, there is an aspect of it that requires us to be alone. So what would you say to other extroverts who would struggle to be alone, and how has that borne fruit in your own life?
So it's easy to be an extrovert and hate silence. This is what I did most of my adult life and I blamed not enjoying silence and solitude on being an extrovert. I just like to be with people and the energy you get from that. And by the way, if you're an extrovert, there's tremendous benefit in being an extrovert and a pastor when you've got to be around a lot of people, whether you like it or not. So what I learned is that there was some pain in my own life. There's some turmoil in my soul that really got intensified in silence for me. So I was able to distract from it with people and noise and busyness. And it was with the help of a counselor that helped me see this, to where embracing silence as and solitude as a spiritual discipline that's good for my soul isn't about being extroverted or introverted, but I didn't understand that for a long time. So I've grown to love silence and solitude. It's a balm to my soul. Once I dealt with some of those things that were in my life that I had somebody help me do, and realized that there's reasons, there's psalms and passages that talk about just be still and know that I'm God. And it's actually good for our soul. It's the way that it opens us up to be able to receive from the Lord. And this is why I say one of the best ways to avoid God, one of the best ways to avoid the activity of our own soul is noise and busyness. So silence and solitude is essential to be able to commune with God in an undistracted way. And it exposes what's in the soul in a way you can hide it and hide yourself from it with noise and busyness. But as an introvert, James, what's it like for you to experience silence and solitude? Is there any similar battle that exists with an introvert?
Well, there's a battle, and the battle is for silence and solitude to be an excuse for trying to run away from the difficult work of relationships. And so it's not about making it a spiritual discipline that's good for your soul, where you really are sitting before the Lord and trying to listen to Him. It's just about escaping from something that's difficult or challenging for you, or somehow draining to you personally or emotionally. So again, like you said, it's not about being extroverted or introverted. This is a spiritual discipline, and this spiritual discipline may be more or less difficult for us at different times and in different ways, but we're still called to do it. So while an introvert may enjoy not being around people, that doesn't necessarily mean he will invest his time in silence and solitude before the Lord and get some spiritual benefit from it. It may just mean that he's trying to run away from people.
That's really helpful. And as an extrovert, I'm learning sitting here listening to you, because you could want to run and love silence, but you might binge watch Netflix the whole time.
That's exactly
not
right.
exactly the silence and solitude of the spiritual discipline.
It's not what the Lord has in mind, I don't think.
So whether it's an extrovert who's got to make himself go away from people, or whether it's an introvert that's drawn to that but needs to use it in a way that's spiritually helpful, either way, everybody has to find that space. Now, by the way, how long do you need the silence and solitude for it to be beneficial for your own soul?
You mean how frequently?
How frequently and how long, even when you try
Yeah.
to set some time aside to do that?
How long of a period of time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Frequently, just emotionally, every few days I need some time where it's by myself. And the way it works in my own schedule is pastoral study. So pastoral study or sermon developments, sermon work is something that I like to do by myself with the scriptures, and it is alone, but it's I think spiritually productive alone time. And it's not just in reading, but it is in praying and listening to the Lord. So there's a regular rhythm of it for me to be able to do that. But some time apart, several hours apart from other folks regularly is enough. I haven't found that I need days and days away from people. It's actually better for me in those hourly increments.
Yeah, and it's also how you use it too, where you go. I found I can try to sit in my office in silence and solitude, but if I can go on a hike in the woods, it's so much. So it's important for everybody to not just realize this discipline is needed, but do whatever you must to embrace it in a way that is fully beneficial for you.